Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we've all been waiting for. We have Aisi top middle Atreides against Dan bottom left Harkonnen. Let's have a nice clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Defend yourself at all times. Let's go to war. It looks like Dan is slightly ahead. He's spent more money than Aisi has. But granted, that could just be because Dan repaired his wind traps and Aisi hasn't. Ah, there it is. Dan has spent almost a grand more than Aisi. I think he's upgrading his con yard. Man's gonna be laying the concrete down thick, eh? Holy. Maybe not. Oh, actually, yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Don't listen to me, guys. Okay, pretty much on par. Dan may be half a second faster. Very exciting stuff. Any stupid harvesters out here? No, not at the moment. Look at that, repair pad out. Oh, oh, he built an extra wind trap. So Dan will have an MCV out earlier. Oh, wait a minute. New build order, let's see. Dan's got 3 heavy, 2 MCV, 3 ref. He's got 4 ref, 5 ref, 1 MCV, 2 heavy. Let's see it, man. I love being surprised. Oh, straight into barracks. This is interesting because this early game, you really have a lot of free time in your hands. So producing infantry is actually quite fruitful. Oh, he's going for early units. Look at the time on that. Dan is still producing harvesters and eco. Money harvested is actually in its par right now. Dan just took the lead, actually. As he's hunting. Still on 2 heavy. Got a starport though. 1 delivery already. Sonic's out. No high tech for Dan. Yeah, oh, he just got an outpost. Dan has harvested more money, more spice. He has more money. No starport to dump it in though. He did go for triple light before he got starport. I always thought that going for 6 reps early meant you're going for the starport to dump all the money in. But granted, Dan probably knows what he's doing. Army value goes in favor of aisi, although Dan does have more lights. Strategically, Dan is pretty much parking up as close as he can to the Atreides and having the Atreides have to cautiously move out and then fight into, the garbage fucking trooper moves like that. Now that does buy him space and time. So by the time the real armies fight, maybe he has an advantage already. Oh, so he didn't fall for the bait though. Still 2 minutes on the timer. Production-wise, infantry owned in favor of Dan, heavy vehicles owned in favor of Dan, and light vehicles in favor of Dan. Oh, look at that. I guess the starport did come true. Oh, okay. This game of chess already, bro. So much space on this map, and Dan is using all of it. Left side, middle, right side. Yo. Tell this guy to chill, bro. It's just a game. Lots of value to be had. Oh, he's picking off the missile tanks for free, almost. Oh, yeah, get those shots off. Uh-oh. Exchanges seem like they're in Dan's favor so far. Good spread on the units. It's hard for Harkonnen to fight into that. He cleaned up east side as well. Another distraction on the way. Devs rolling up afterwards. So he does have a lot of missiles here. He did save missiles. Quads die, that's fine. They're fodder, virtually. Oh. It seems Dan is really setting the tempo of this match, and if you have the opportunity to set the tempo, it makes a lot of sense to drag the opponent's attention away from their expansion, much like he's doing here. He's focusing armies on the left side, and then he's sending his quick units like lights and shit to the right side to pick off hearts. By the time Aussie responds to it, he already kills a couple of the hearts there. Over time, it's just a good approach. He's cornered. Heavy vehicles in favor of Dan still. Light vehicles as well. But these exchanges, man. Aussie's accruing the missile tanks. The important army is not dying, so that's very nice. This whole thing was just sacrifice, distraction of APM. Bruh. This is actually fucking jokes, bro. Last stand, like, bro, he's microwing his troopers. That's crazy. But he did kill two missile tanks with just like two groups of troopers, so that's pretty good, I would say. So Dan is actually at an army value deficit right now, I would say. Aussie has killed significantly more units than Dan. Granted, that may have just been his excess in troopers, but okay. Starting the engagement with some combat tanks, some quads, quick ones, and getting the missiles in range, getting the concave going. This is textbook, boys. Ooh, zero siege, and you'll see why. I mean, you'll see how to punish, I guess. More importantly, the microing of troopers and units on the right side. These small battles, they do matter, although killing economy does matter as well. Dan has 3 times the amount of money as Aussie, and these troopers have got some value. Oh wow. Oh no. See, the problem is, oh yeah, see, that's the solution. Problem is, Aussie has accrued quite the unit advantage here in the middle, and he doesn't have much of a response. Ooh, big airstrike. Did I just see that? That dev shot that ref once. And this works on pretty much all Atreides players. A fuckload of harvesters. However, he is paying attention, so it will be difficult to catch him off guard. Sonic is on the way. He's taking his time, as you should. Another random group of troopers going across the map. Fuck. So Aussie is actually kind of not that rich. He's lowering his amount of money is decreasing, so that's not great. Also missiles and shit against also not great. But there we go. Okay, let's see how this goes. Harvesters. Why are these guys not on the terrain? There we go. Are we? Yes. Okay, the force fire is happening. Force fire happening. Troopers on the terrain getting a lot of value. Distance has been closed by the devs, but we could manage that. We could move back. We have all this space. I would have liked to see some light units available to like run this down. Yeah, just like that. Like you don't want, as the Hark here, you don't want to have the Atreides like keep their missiles alive and stuff. That's how you reset their army and really snowball. That was a lot of harps. It is a really hard playstyle to play against. Harkonnen that uses Hards against Atreides' main army. Oh, stupid missile tank. Ooh, Trooper's going crazy. So most players just back here would only attack the devs and wouldn't be able to run down the missile tanks, and the Atreides will still have the missile tanks for the next fight. However, in this case, he used his quads and light to run them down, which is really, really important. Kayathi has managed to recover his economy. He's pretty much doubled his money available in the last 5 minutes. 10 to 10 Starport deliveries, heavy vehicles owned in favor of Dan. Light vehicles equal, and infantry owned. Dan has a lot more infantry, bro. Holy, what the fuck? Tell him to chill. That's the thing about setting the pace of the game. You have the liberty of producing a fuckload of units and not having to think much about that. So it's really nice. Big Michael. Yo, how's that not in range? That's actually crazy. This is crazy too. Ooh, Dan has accrued a army value lead. Value lead? I don't even know what that means, bro. It's just this army against that army. You could expect the devs to make a big dent here, but they are fighting into troopers. The missiles are moving back, and there's no siege. There's one siege on the left. So moving back with the treaties, you'll take that shit all day. Oh no, he's closed the distance to the missile tanks. That hurts. But he stopped moving forward. Okay. Atreides has a dream. Mind you, the dream is actually just getting destroyed slowly on the left side, on the right side. So oh, Dan's style. So I'm noticing this. The value of his random groups of units like this comes when there's no defense already there. And I feel like the longer his group stays alive, the worse it is for him. For example, here, the devs were alive for a while. I would have presumed if they were dead, he would have moved his units down south to the middle or to the right to respond to this original attack here. Now, they weren't dead, so he didn't send his units to the left. I'm assuming he sent them here because there was already devs and defense on the left. I'm just talking now. But anyways, with no units there, he wouldn't have needed a defense, so it kind of made the micro easier for aisi. Yeah, like here. Now that the units are out of position, he's going left. Oh, I don't know if he sees this. No, he does. It's just quite a scrappy game. So much value. Crazy value. Missiles are in range. Heavy vehicle zoned roughly even. Both have 15 starport deliveries. Light vehicle zoned roughly even. Dan's strat is so weird. He kind of just lets his units sit there because the micro required from the Atreides side is so much that it kind of is the value of the units as well. So he could just micro other shit and get arguably equal value. Big airstrike. Like one big mistake by an opponent would just cost the game. Very scrappy playstyle. Look at that. 4 sides, 4 groups of units being microed against one group of devs. The power of devs. That devs gonna get so much value. Even one dev can pay for itself with a couple of shots. More hearts. Oh, he wants to end it. Good spread. Even with trikes and troopers built, the spread is king. Don't forget to spread, boys. Oh, in this case, I feel like spreading cheeks is more appropriate. Yeah, Dan's just giving him the business now. All these hearts, bro, for no reason. Maniac, Dan. Valiant effort on Aussie's side. It's hard to even give advice on this because, like, he played well. I guess the only thing is Dan would be able to do what he did there if his hards were also being hunted. But because his hards were not being hunted, he can pull them for big pushes.